These trees hide Central America's most elusive big cats. Pumas, masters of concealment and ambush. Ocelots and margays, spotted canopy climbers. And jaguars, the largest big cat in the Americas. Now we're on a quest to find them. Armed with new technology, we aim to penetrate the darkness in the hunt for Costa Rica's ghost cats. We've assembled a crack team, and we're hot on the trail of the forest predators.
That is a cat. That's really good news.
This is a brand new camera, so they've been using it before.
Why is it scary?
I know, I'm sure it's fine.
You've still got it.
Look at that, amazing shot. It's fantastic.
To find the cats in this forest, we need to see it through their eyes. And that means finding their prey at the source. Prey rely on water, and at the height of summer, drying riverbeds lead animals straight into shrinking waterholes. To drink, animals must gamble with their lives and head for the pools. There's no escape, with only one way in and one way out. The hidden pools should offer us the best spot to see a cat, but the cats move mainly after dark.
We know that there are some 50, possibly more jaguars living in that forest out there, but we can't see them. And that's really always been the problem with filming in any forest, is just getting a sight of the animal, let alone actually being able to film its behaviour. If we have the opportunity to film them at night, then we're more likely to get some extraordinary behaviour.
An arsenal of cameras gives us the ability to see through the night. Our starlight camera takes the available light from the stars or moon and magnifies it, allowing us a cat's eye view of the forest. Camera traps silently monitor the riverbed and game trails using invisible light. The infrared camera brings us face to face with unsuspecting predators and prey. Nothing can escape our thermal camera, reading even the faintest warm-blooded heat signatures, from high in the canopy to down on the forest floor. Finally, our secret weapon. All of these cameras suspended on a cable high above the forest itself. We've brought all this cutting-edge kit to Santa Rosa National Park in Costa Rica. We're concentrating our major assets in a single block of forest, blanketing one waterhole with camera traps, whilst our team operate a remote camera suspended high above the forest from a control tower. The team are ready to wire the forest for night vision and have identified the perfect location. This is it, a drying riverbed that will attract prey and hungry predators from the surrounding area. It's an ambitious plan, dangling some of the world's most highly developed cameras 4 stories above the forest floor. But it's a calculated risk. These 600 square miles of ancient forest support an abundance of wildlife, giving us our best chance to see Central America's cats. 50 years ago, most of this land was pasture and ranchers shot cats on sight. Now, many animals have returned, making Santa Rosa and the surrounding area one of the most significant wildlife refuges in Central America. But these animals are easy to see by day. We're more interested in the animals that are hard to see. But 4 months ago, when we initially came here to build our camera rigs and start filming, the dry river was in full flood, when Santa Rosa is a very different place. Martin and cable expert Tim Fogg were greeted by the heaviest rain in decades. The river was flowing much higher than usual. Just getting around was a challenge. We needed to identify trees to anchor the heavy camera cable, but first Martin and Tim had to reach them.
Tripods, eh? Who needs them?
Once they locate the best pool, they head up the hill to see if there's a clear view over the valley for the cable. They soon realise no tree is strong enough to support a cable, so they'll have to build a sturdy steel platform at least 25 feet high.
I mean, let's just establish that it's possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what, because we might say, well, the only way to do this is we have to have a 20-metre scaffold.
At the other end.
Yeah. Well, that would be a bad thing.
That would be a very bad thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, lots is possible. Always the question is how much time and effort and so on.
Tim's very experienced at putting up cables, but this is one of the toughest challenges he's ever attempted.
It is a very ambitious plan, and there's with all these projects like this, you do the very best you can, and if we're lucky, we'll get something absolutely brilliant, and it'll all work out.
So, are you worried, Tim? You think there's some chance we're not going to be able to do this?
There is a distinct possibility, Martin. There always has been.
Oh.
The dry season winds drive water out of the forest. The river shrinks until only pools are left. Jaguar scientist Eduardo Carrillo has made it his life's work to discover more about the jungle cats. He knows these cats live here and even captured a glimpse of them through his pioneering use of camera traps. Ocelots, small leopard-like cats that hunt rodents and frogs. Pumas, weighing around 60 kilos, these ambush predators will eat any animal they can catch. And jaguars, solitary predators and the largest cat in the Americas. Jaguars are a keystone species, playing a vital role regulating the numbers of their prey. The team are ready. Martin begins their hunt, scouting for any signs of cat activity.
For me, well, let's... What's that? That's a cat.
Yeah, no, perfect. It's an ocelot footprint. Good eye, Martin. Really good eye.
But it's not...
Downriver, camera woman Justine Evans is finding her own evidence.
Look at this. That is a cat. It's large. That's a puma or a jaguar. That's really good news, because we've got about 4 different pools here to choose from, all within a kilometre stretch, and to see some evidence of a big cat coming into this particular pool is a really good sign.
Now the team can build their overhead camera rig. We need to hump all the gear in by hand. A platform will anchor the cables at the high end. The structure needs to support both crew and equipment and withstand the cable tension. As work proceeds, a hidden danger slithers out of the brush. A cascaval, highly venomous, but luckily not in attack mode.
I want you to go down the hill. I know, it's a terrible thing. Bit of a worry having a snake like that right here. So we've got them away from the building site. If someone stands on them, they will get bitten, and that is potentially fatal. But don't try them. It's a very beautiful snake. Absolutely perfect condition.
Construction continues into dusk. Justine returns to the riverbed in search of cats, armed with the starlight and thermal cameras for night filming. The sky's clear, but she finds the thick foliage prevents light from reaching the forest floor. The starlight camera won't be able to spot any cats tonight. The thermal's not hindered by the darkness and cuts through the night to reveal ghostly heat from animals' bodies. It's all quiet by the waterhole, with just a few scurrying mice. But the surrounding forest is alive. Creatures are sleeping and moving around.
It's so hard as a human in the dark. I just can't see like cats can see.
She's all alone and maybe just a few feet from a hungry cat. Justine scours the darkness looking for jaguars, but the thermal camera only spots some monkeys asleep. Like us, they can't see well in the dark. They have to sleep up in trees, safe from cat attack. With less chance of success searching on the ground, it's vital that our crew finish the tower if we want to find any of Costa Rica's big cats. The cables are the biggest burden. But carrying 330 pounds of steel up the hill is just the beginning. Getting them across the valley will be much tougher.
One, two, three. Fire!
Crossbows shoot fishing line over the trees, but only 300 feet at a time. Then we have to disentangle the line before firing the next length. We're the first to try such a long cable. It's a major challenge and we're feeling under increasing pressure.
I know, it's scary. We sure we won't.
Why is it scary?
I know, I'm sure it's fine.
You've still got it. It's still going back to the tree. Nothing scary about it.
My confidence is gone since it's getting up in the box.
Yeah, I'm chuffed with that bit. Yeah, I am. I get chuffed with each bit. But as I say, then you go, oh god, the next bit. Because the next one, the cables are getting heavier and heavier. The pulley systems are getting bigger and bigger. We're into big winches and things now.
A week later, we've got the light line across the valley and into position. But that's just the first step. Now, the team needs a volunteer to zip line down the cable and clear away branches blocking the cameras. Fortunately, we've just the man, Jim Spickler, rigger extraordinaire.
Pretty exciting. Continuing on, I got about 100 meters completed, got about 200 more. I'm feeling pretty excited right now. done well.
Success. And after all this, we need to lay low for a while, so the forest animals can get used to the cable while the pools dry out and the leaves fall. Time to break out our filming equipment. Among our most important tools are track cameras. They detect movement and begin recording a few seconds later. We want to set them in the forest as soon as possible. Cameraman Nick Turner has worked in this difficult forest location before. He knows the best possible prey locations in the riverbed to place the camera traps. They offer a fascinating window into a secret world, but they only give us a snapshot. We need to rig other remote cameras we can manually control to track and film our targets. It's back to the tower. This 20-pound camera will move on a remotely controlled dolly suspended from the cable. If we can fine-tune the controls.
A piece of technology. All this stuff runs out of battery and has a mind of its own a lot of the time.
Like that.
Like that.
This is the moment. The cable dolly goes on its first outing, so how do you...
You're ready? I'm just going to turn the power on. I'm going to give this one hot control. I'm not really happy with that. Cool. Well, I've never thought that. I'm not sure I might be able to run this through my hand.
With the gremlins now banished, we hope the overhead view from this cable camera will give us a better chance of catching cats on the move. After 48 hours of scanning, nothing. But our luck's about to change. A ranger patrolling the nearby beach stumbles across an unusual sight. A series of jaguar tracks in the sand. He follows them for 50 feet before stumbling upon a truly remarkable event. A young jaguar killing a nesting turtle. His camera phone captures the first moving images of a jaguar from Santa Rosa. Justine visits the ranger who filmed the jaguar, Luis Fonseca, to gather further clues of the jaguar's movements. Lewis suspects that at certain times of year, jaguars move between hills inland and the beach, and one of the best routes down there is via the riverbed. Turtles come ashore to lay their eggs under the cover of darkness, but this jaguar made the most of its opportunity. The jaguar's jaws were powerful enough to crush the turtle's skull, quickly immobilizing its prey. Lewis takes Justine to the area. If the jaguar returns, a trap camera will be waiting. The camera can withstand heat and rain. Its battery will last the 2 months we'll be filming. Back at the tower, news is good. Another day of work on the dolly, and its electronic stutter is almost under control. As darkness falls, the night shift prepares to send the dolly on its first mission. We're good to go, but the team are nervous about sending the camera out into the unknown.
If it fell off the cable, the first thing that would take the full weight of all this on the top, the 2 cameras on the bottom, probably about 50,000 quid's worth of stuff. I think probably more, actually.
It's time to send our cameras out over the forest for the first time. In the bright moonlight, the starlight camera on the overhead cable gives an aerial shot of this amazing new world. When we add our thermal camera to pick out warm mammal bodies, the forest turns transparent.
Best way actually to look to the right.
Stop there, stop there. Hey, just leave the rock. Yeah, look closer, moving there.
Working out.
The dry river's rocks retain the sun's heat.
Okay, that's alright. Just stop. Let's slow down. Stop. I think it's a deer.
But there's a problem. Our control hardware is overheating. The computers need to be wedged open to expose them to the cooling air.
It's biscuit time. We found out that the optimum space that the laptop needs to be open is exactly the same as the packet of biscuits that we get. So,
The fortune of our kit now depends on cookies.
the fact that we can even see, a thermal image, I'm quite impressed. First time I've seen something like this. It's really good.
With every outing, the cable cam reveals more and more wildlife. A guan bird comes within range. We capture an elusive tree porcupine scuttling through the branches. This could be the first time one has ever been filmed. A huge rodent wanders below the dolly. Sightings of this nocturnal paca in Santa Rosa are very rare indeed. With our eye in the sky up and running, all the team are confident it's only a matter of time until the cats appear. But we can only see part of our target area. Our crew still need to set our remote cameras on the forest floor so they can monitor for cats both day and night. It's now well into the dry season. The pools are shrinking. Even the monkeys are suffering the soaring heat. Moist leaves and fruit quench their thirst and keep them in the safety of the canopy. But as the last small waterholes dwindle, we have a better chance of catching ghostly cats at the pool we've staked out. Down on the forest floor, dry leaves are now as crisp as potato chips, making it more difficult for predators to move silently. It's the perfect time to capture cats on tape, if only our mobile cameras worked. The 105-degree heat is causing the remote computers to crash, but our camera traps withstand the temperatures and give us our first big break.
Tapir. That's great. That's a fantastic shot.
That's fantastic.
It's a great shot.
There are only 3,000 tapirs left in Costa Rica, distant relatives of the rhino they're hardly ever seen in daylight hours. They regularly travel down the same forest paths, guided by their excellent sense of smell and hearing. They've poor night vision, but despite their large bulk, move almost silently.
More deer.
Oh, there's loads of them.
3 deer.
Excellent.
Creatures you might not expect reveal themselves. Coyotes and raccoons. We're catching animals that use the riverbed to move and drink. Surely the predators can't be far behind.
Oh my god! It's a puma! It's like there's no doubting that shot. There it is.
Finally, we've our first cat. The most wide-ranging cat in all the Americas. The puma. Weighing in at 70 kilos, pumas can bring down almost any animal in Santa Rosa, and this one may have been attracted in by the deer. The cats are here, and at night our persistence pays off. A ghostly figure emerges from the night. It's a jaguar. Far more up close and personal than we'd ever expected. They roam over greater distances in the dry season, up to 5 kilometers a day. Jaguars tend to remain in one area of their territory for up to a week at a time before moving on, so the chances are good that we'll see this cat again. Finally, a moment of triumph and relief for the crew as we begin to reveal a hidden world of forest cats. Later that night, we mount both our starlight and thermal cameras on the overhead cable. On the ground, we deploy infrared and thermal cameras, waiting to shoot anything entering our field of view. The night's moonless. It's too dark for the starlight camera.
Stop there. I think it's a deer. That's a deer.
Within seconds, we lock on to a moving heat source.
I see some hot rocks on the other side of the pool.
It looks like it's coming for a drink. The perfect moment to attract one of the cats.
Slow down, stop. Oh, it's a tapir, I think. Maybe. Do you want to just let the dolly out really slowly and smoothly? That's it. Really slow.
Up till now, tapirs have only made fleeting appearances on our camera traps. Shy and secretive by day, our remote cameras reveal a far more confident creature in the pitch black of the forest. They love water for a drink and a cooling bath.
Down and start bathing, which is awesome. I wasn't expecting it at all.
This is the only pool remaining for miles along the riverbed, and it's proving a popular hangout as a second tapir appears by the pool. Almost blind in the blackness, the two seem cautious. It looks like these two know each other. To the tapirs, this meeting is taking place in near complete darkness. Perhaps they recognise each other's scent. visible only to us through our eye in the forest. This is a unique view of one of Costa Rica's most unusual and mysterious creatures.
First time I've seen something like this. It's really good. See now, it's just taking tiny little steps.
Suddenly, the thermal camera picks up a small creature landing on the tapir. It's a bat, a vampire bat, out to suck blood from the tapir's rear. The crew check the other cameras, and sure enough, the vampires are everywhere.
For all I know, we could be 1 metre from the end.
They're here in numbers, and not just after tapir blood. The ground-based thermal camera catches them feasting on nearby deer. The heat-sensitive lens reveals how these winged bloodsuckers sneak up on their prey. They drop down behind the deer, then use their infrared sensors to home in on their warm-blooded meals. But in the darkness, the deer can hear the bats on the ground, and they're having none of it. Suddenly, on the remote camera, Nick notices a mysterious animal glowing in the bushes.
There's a hot spot back there. Something through those branches.
It's definitely a cat. Could it finally be one we've travelled so far to see? An elusive jaguar. This mystery cat's certainly big enough to scare off a cold toad. In the moonlight, the cat can clearly see where it's going. It seems to be hunting frogs. As it leaves the pool, our trap cam picks it up and finally reveals that this cat is not what we expected. It's a male ocelot. This is one of the first moving images of a wild ocelot ever recorded. They prey on toads, mice, and even monkeys, and it's yet another fantastic sighting for the crew and a hidden predator of Santa Rosa. We're on a high, then disaster strikes.
Some really dramatic news from Nick that one of the cables has collapsed.
The overhead cable lets go of its mooring, plunging the camera and dolly 50 feet down into the bushes below. The cameras could be destroyed, but it could have been worse.
This was the cable that Jim was climbing on only a few hours ago, and couldn't come down. I mean, he wouldn't have.
It's a race against time. The Starlight camera's highly sensitive lens will burn out when the sun rises.
Try it. I'm going to pull it back in to try and re-engage it by rolling it down the hill.
They don't need them.
The team must send someone up into the canopy to rescue the camera. The rig survived the initial impact, but if the cable collapses again, it could be lethal.
Just take it after this. Take the camera off.
High in the branches, the dolly is stuck.
There The fucking knots come apart.
As night turns to dawn, the crew face one of their greatest challenges. To get the dolly down, we'll have to dismantle it in mid-air. One wrong move, and our entire project will come to an end. The team can get the camera down, but only a piece at a time.
You need more tension, more slack up there.
By early morning, the camera's components are back on the ground. We need to strip down our blind eye in the sky and reassemble it. It's a blow to the team. Time is short as the summer rains are only days away, so everyone joins the race to get the cable cam back online. Days later, we finally fix the cable and bring the dolly back to life. The quicker we get the cameras back in operation, the quicker we'll find our ghost cats.
Tremendous fun. Basically, our dolly didn't quite work as we had planned, and so really, well, I wouldn't call it a rescue. We still have an amazing dolly. We have an incredible view right over the forest, way out there. The camera is static, it's in position, we have control of the camera, we can see what it's looking at, and basically it's not making any noise, and there's every chance that this will give us some incredible results.
Lot to do.
Yeah. It's quite debilitating, isn't it? Middle of the day, the heat. It makes you very tired.
And it's very easy to forget to drink water, and you can find at the end of the day you can be completely dehydrated, which of course is exactly what the animals are doing in the same kind of heat. They either need to eat moist leaves, of which are very few in the forest at the moment, or they need to drink water.
Success! We're back in action. Now the dolly's finally back online again, we can spy on the riverbed. We're in with a chance of finding a cat. Day and night the crew continue their hunt with new enthusiasm. But in the searing heat, the cats are keeping a low profile.
Turn it clockwise.
Yeah.
We keep the valley and waterhole under 24-hour observation. We're seeing so much prey, our chances of spotting a jaguar are increasing. It's our last week of shooting, and our luck's turning. The trees are losing their leaves, giving us a clearer view along the riverbed.
Say when.
The temperatures reach 110 degrees in the shade, and the pools are drying up. Ours is now the last one left. If animals want to drink, they must come here, but that doesn't mean they'll be easy to spot. It takes a trained eye, and fortunately, Nick's got one. It's a puma, right by the waterhole, and something's got its attention. A mother and fawn are drinking, just 300 feet away. Suddenly, a nearby monkey sounds the alarm. The mother deer recognises the risk and leads her fawn to cover. In daylight, these sharp-eyed capuchins can spot predators in the distance. They mob cats when they find them, letting every creature in the forest know danger is coming. The puma can't hide in the thinning vegetation and will have to wait out the daylight hours. Its time will come later tonight. As the sun sets, the moon casts a bright glow over the forest. Up in the tower, the crew prepare the starlight camera. With such bright moonlight, the conditions are perfect for spying on the riverbed. Carefully, the team ease the dolly out over the trees and prepare to peer down into the forest.
I could be imagining it, of course. But I think there's something there.
A trap camera catches deer having a drink, while the thermal spots a tapir on the edge of the pool. The team reposition the overhead camera and something scares off the tapir. But what?
It just ran at something there, just turned and ran. Not far. Keep coming. Did you film it?
On the overhead camera, Nick picks up another heat source approaching. It's got a very long tail. I don't think it's an ocelot. I think it's hunting the deer. It's the puma, and it's on the prowl.
Yeah.
At the waterhole, the deer are nervous. A nearby buck strains all its senses as it listens in the dark. Only we can see the approaching predator stalking through the shadows of the riverbed. But can the puma make the prey out through the thick undergrowth? The puma closes in on the waterhole. Crunching leaves may alert the deer. puma stalks closer and closer. The puma is within striking distance. The deer freeze so as not to be seen. If the deer bolt now, the cat will be onto them in seconds. But the moonlight gives the cat away. The deer's shrill alarms ring out. The game's up, and the puma slinks away. For the crew, it's been a long and thrilling night.
Just went all around, didn't it? Went right under the cable.
I know. Better go and save it now. Back it up.
Back it up.
Right, it's back.
I think that's cause to celebrate.
It is, yeah. It is. Come out with a beer.
The 6 a.m. beer.
Yeah.
Excellent.
God for that. I thought that gone. I'm going home.
It was on the beach that a jaguar killed a nesting turtle a few weeks ago. Our trap camera is in the nearby forest, just meters away from the shore. The signs are promising. Turtle and jaguar footprints lead off towards the forest.
Odd clips.
Are you taking it back?
First one I looked at it was a jaguar.
Fantastic.
I think it's just going to come out there and wander around, isn't it? It's just quite happy to. It's obviously the resident jaguar, you know.
What, male or female?
But no, I didn't even put it in my hand.
That's it, we've got a jaguar.
There's a jaguar there. Yeah.
I'm not going to high five you because I said. No, that is absolutely awesome.
Let's hope we finally have it. Martin calls in jaguar expert Eduardo for the moment of truth.
That's beautiful.
It's a jaguar, clawing a tree and scent marking its territory. Finally, the camera traps in the riverbed pay off.
That's beautiful, beautiful, just beautiful.
Not even our invisible infrared flashes can disturb a second jaguar from its meal as we watch him feeding on a turtle.
I mean, that's
It's a beautiful animal, huh?
beautiful. So you reckon that's what sort of age is that cat, do you think?
I think it's an adult. Yeah.
It's beautiful, huh?
Very in perfect position.
Yeah. Oh, really nice. Beautiful.
But night is when they're most active, and our night vision technology provides a window into their world. Maybe it's the same jaguar from the riverbed. They roam vast areas, and this is the resident cat we've been searching for all along. Our intense preparation paid off. We've captured these beautiful jaguars as well as 2 other species of ghost cats, pumas and ocelots. Despite the thick cover and impenetrable darkness, we finally glimpsed these phantoms of the forest and changed our view of these jungle cats forever.